So here we are at step 3, and I'm already a little bit confused, but this one's not my fault, I swear. It looks like step 3 really deals with the upper hull, so I guess kind of getting all the stuff attached and getting that prepped before ultimately it gets, all assembled together. But this kind of breakout section up here calls out the need to cut the clear plastic piece, which I had spotted earlier, into 3 small pieces. I think it's used for other things later on, but to these sizes. And then those sizes fit inside the little piece, inside like a little viewport or whatever. But while they're very clearly labeled clear piece 1, 2, and 3 on the left, on the guide to cut out, they are labeled clear 1, 2, and 2. So I'm guessing that is 3, and either way I'll use this as a guide, cut them out, and I'll make sure to put the right ones fitting in the right place. I found the piece that they fit into, and it's a little messy there, so it'll require some cleanup just to make sure the edges are smooth, but that shouldn't be a problem. I have the upper hole ready to go. Let's move this out of the way. So I will get to work on this and come back with a quick update. Doing a quick dry fit before I do any of the windows, just to see this piece here, and like it just doesn't quite fit, so I've been doing a little bit of sanding, just pointing out that there's like a lip of extra plastic kind of hanging around the outside. I think it's kind of stopping it from dropping into that hole, right? And I'm gonna definitely model this thing closed and buttoned up. So so I want that, this has to be able to kind of close and fit in. So I'm gonna do a little bit of sanding here with a rougher grit to kind of bring it down and hopefully get it to fit in. See if it's working now. Almost there. All right, so a little bit more, and I'll get it to work. So I got the hatch to where it'll fit now, but it's still a little snug right here. And when I use the Tamiya to kind of seal this in and close it up, I mean, it'll all fit and it'll stay there, but that, like, the gap isn't the same. It's snug right here, and then there's a nice gap all the way around, so that is going to bug the crud out of me. So I'm going to file that a little bit more, just a little bit at a time, probably with maybe a finer sanding stick, just to try to even that out and hopefully make it less obvious to my eye that wasn't it was kind of malformed. There was a lip of plastic that was kind of on the bottom part of this piece that was causing the problem at first, but even with that gone, it's just still not right there. So I'll fix that, and then I guess I can move to cleaning the hatch viewports and trying to cut the plastic out, the clear plastic out. So a quick check-in. I wasn't able to use a sanding stick to kind of smooth out the inside of the panel, the viewports were, but I was able to use my hobby knife to kind of trace up and around and kind of smooth that out. And then there were still a few burrs that I just couldn't quite get, so from my plastic miniature painting tips, I used a tad bit of the Tamiya, the extra thin. I brushed most of it off on the side of the bottle, and then I just kind of used it to smooth around. So I think that's done. And then just a quick check-in. I was able to get it to fit, and I think that feels like that line would have just bugged me. It's probably not perfect, but it's so much better than it was. It's just not quite as snug over here anymore, and I think that'll look better when it's closed up and with the paint and everything, and the detail will it won't at least bug me. So there you go. Those two parts are done. Now for these clear plastic pieces, I don't know if it shows up. There we go. They provided this in the kit. So I was trying to figure out how to do it. I'm going to use my cutting mat, but I don't want to cut it the wrong size. So what I think I figured out is I'm guessing that the sides of this are pretty square. I think what I'm going to do is use it as a guide, right? Then with my ruler, just try to score it. And then, let's see if this will work. Okay, without cutting through. That seemed to work. I'll do the same thing this way. If I can get these score marks right, then I can just transfer the clear piece to my cutting mat. I'm going to wiggle it. Let's try this. Alright, well that's not entirely clean, but now I've got these. There you go. Got it scored, so I should be able to, and it is not straight. Man, I hate when I get that wrong. There we go. Okay, so it'll have to do. I think this part is it falls underneath the visible part of the visor holes anyway. So I will score the rest of these, cut these out, and then see about gluing them into place. Let's give it a try. Wow, that was a pain in the butt. So I managed to get all of the clear pieces cut and installed, so you can kind of see them all reflecting there. And I think the glue's still drying. A couple things to note. Number one, this is not the most fun part of modeling, apparently, at least for me. Although I do like, I like the look, but just for future reference for anyone else building this thing, and it's probably something that everyone knows, and I just don't because I'm new. But when they say to use this as a template, you should not use the outside of the dark line as your guide. The clear piece needs to fit inside the line. So, and I guess that kind of makes sense, but I was thinking cut to the outside. My pieces were way too big. And for anyone who's using the same kit, this is 1, 2, and 3 is what I gathered. But honestly, I did so much trimming. You can see all the little pieces I had to trim off after I cut it too big. And by the time I was done, I was kind of, slicing down on my mat and cutting the size. I probably could have used the 2 and the 3 or the 3 and the 2. It didn't matter. I had to kind of like hold it up to the viewport and then measure it from there. But this is ready to be glued into place. It occurs to me, of course, like as I'm putting the last one on, that when I paint now, I'm going to have to mask these over instead of being able to spray the whole thing. And I suppose the masking and stuff is something that's common to the hobby, but it is going to be a little bit of a pain. And frankly, like I don't even think I can mask the inside. So that means that unless I get a brush down in there and brush paint the insides, which I guess I can do with whatever the final tank color is going to be. Unless I do that, this is the inside's going to match whatever color plastic is. So I'm hoping, I'm guessing it's colored to kind of to look like what the final tank will look like. So it won't be that big a deal. But this is ready to glue in, and I think that takes care of this, and it takes care of this, and then I just got these other little loose pieces here to do. But it is time for Easter dinner. My wife just texted me, so I am gonna close up shop and call that a night. Hope you guys are all having a productive weekend and a good Easter yourselves. God bless you.